this is Bunny, and in this video, okay, there's light now, I will be talking about my husband's agoraphobia again, but also a little bit about what I know about the NHS and a little bit about CBT. So, my husband was talking about his experience trying to get into CBT, but then it was an online program that he had to go to, which seems a little bit counterintuitive. Considering he has agoraphobia, it's very difficult, nearly impossible to leave the house. So, today I looked up a little bit about CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Online you could do at home, and they do exist. The vast majority of them are the vast majority of them are self-help, so there are modules and they are NHS approved, so if you want to see them for yourself, they don't only do agoraphobia, they do anxiety, and I heard CBT also helps with depression. Google it if CBT helps with your mental illness. Yeah, the vast majority of them were self-help with modules approved by the NHS, but I do know Senpai would prefer if there was somebody who would be a practitioner or a counselor guiding you through it. And I did find two of those, but one of those wasn't free in our city, Manchester, and the other one you had to be referred by your GP. So there's still a little bit of that obstacle there. But they do exist, and you now you can do them at home, so at least they've progressed in some way. I did look up counselor directory in the UK, and they're not free, but they do offer CBT at home, so you can do it at home through Skype or whatever program. You can do it even through the telephone. And there are people who do CBT who specialize in agoraphobia and anxiety, and they do offer free initial consultations. And the price range I noticed was between 40 and 80 pounds per session. A few of them did offer free initial ones. And if anybody actually watching this right now is interested, there's a link down here in the doobly-doo. I'm actually might be considering it, but I don't know about Senpai, cause again, it's not free. I was thinking, you look at the website yourself, find someone you like, and then we could go on a GoFundMe or a Steemit, and then hopefully people who can help us might help us, and if not, we have the Bunny and the Senpai thing. And I know we're saving up for like 50 things. Okay, not 50 things, but we're saving up for a boiler, a car, especially to see Bellies. As Senpai was mentioning it, that, he would love to be able to visit his daughter at the whim and be there in less than an hour, because he has a lot of time. So, yeah, I feel like a car would be quite helpful. And also traveling, because I do know Bellies would like to go to Japan, and I would like baby Kiwi to see my dog in the Philippines. I think they would get along, or I hope that they would get along. And also going to California, because I'm a big Disney fan. But I think mental health, or any type of health, should be the priority. And if you do not have your health, well, you can't really do much. So if you believe CBT will help you, because personally, this is me, Bunny, I believe that for me, anxiety will never actually leave me, but if CBT makes it more tolerable, if I think it's worth it, personally. And it's unfortunate it's not free, and then the NHS has cut so many funds, and mental health is not a priority. I have no idea if they're even like researching agoraphobia at all. They really should, because even as you were talking about in your video, you didn't understand certain things, like when you would come home sweaty and not feeling well, you just thought you were out of shape until you realized from somebody else that it was a stress response. And yeah, that's the thing about the subconscious. It's what we don't know that we don't know. Basically, like for example, I know how to cook, but I don't know how to play tennis. But those two things are still conscious. But let's pretend I've never heard of tennis before. So not only do I not know tennis, I've never heard of tennis before. That would be the subconscious. It still exists. Tennis still exists. But I have no knowledge of it existing. And of course wouldn't know how to play it. So that's, I think, the best way I could describe what a subconscious is. And as I was saying earlier, I was thinking I was a little bit interested in it as well, because I've heard from Senpai's friends that, and even one of Senpai's relatives who sees a therapist, she sees a private therapist, and one of his friends sees a private therapist, and because the NHS is always blocked up, or if not, like they've had bad experiences. I know you can have a bad experience with someone you pay as well, but it's also, I feel like I would be more comfortable if it was online like this. As for me, you know, you need moments to be alone, and that is fine. You need moments to be away from people, and you can't really predict when it's gonna happen, and that's fine. This is not my expert opinion, but as I said earlier, I think I'm gonna live with anxiety for the rest of my life, and I think the best way I deal with it is to just be okay with it and be like, well, this is how I'm gonna react to things, and I don't necessarily know when it will trigger and when I'll feel really awesome, when I won't. And you know, that's okay, because the alternative, fighting against it all the time, is really exhausting. And again, this isn't not my expert opinion. I might be giving out advice that might be quite harmful to another person. And as Senpai was saying in his video, did I say his video was in the doobly-doo, by the way? Everybody is different, and not everything works for each individual person. There's not a one-size-fits-all type of solution. Towards the end of Senpai's video, he mentioned a claustrophobic tapeworm. Can you imagine? And I just don't know what type of horrible thing you did in your previous life where you are reborn as a claustrophobic tapeworm. Not that I believe that something you did, I don't believe that you get reincarnated and whatever you get reincarnated to is because of something bad or good you did in the previous life. I don't think it works like that, but I'm just thinking that would probably be a shitty life. Literally. There's really nothing else I'd like to talk about. I've been Bunny. Thank you so much for watching. Until next week, mwah 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 to Senpai and bye to everybody else.